So this is one of the rock rock piles out by the road that they've cleaned up. Those aren't rocks, it's just big clumps of sod. I imagine they'll rip through it some more. But they're using them red tractors. So they got them a case. They're not using a ripper. It looks like just a chisel plow on the back of it. He's got a rock stuck between the duals. Duals are probably not something you want to use when you're in the rocks. And they got their best piece of equipment. Now, you got to use an old piece of crap. And then just another tractor with a loader. And they're cleaning that up by hand. They'll get her. So the boys are they're up here on a big chunk of area, probably a couple acres or several, that they're cleaning up and going through. So far they've found no solid rock. So somebody asked me if maybe those rocks were from West Yellowstone. I gotta say no. My theory is we're only about maybe just a hair over a mile from the Snake River. So I wonder if we're not kind of like on the edge of a zone, you know, where one thing starts and one ends, and then you have an area where it kind of mixes both types of geology. Because you don't have to go but a quarter mile or so to the north here and you run into solid rock. And so I'm guessing glacier, water action, because we've been down here in some places before where you dig down through this dirt and you start to run into streaks of that pit run gravel, which tell me that water, big time water, came through here, part of the Snake River. So it could have been washed in through the water. I don't know, could have been blown in here. When we have one butte out here that's a extinct volcano. The Big Butte was a volcano. It could have blown stuff for 50 miles when they exploded and scattered it all over. Who knows? You'd have to have been here, I would think, to see when and what happened. So it looks like the hired help has picked through that one over there. They got tractor tires here. I don't see any rocks in that one. They've picked through that. Jake's got all of that over there, over to the fence, and then this one he's on up to the fence. So, good grief, I'm gonna guess 3 or 4 acres in here he's got to clean up. That's my guess. Kind of a slow process, but he's just getting the big stuff, like I said, and then leaving the littler. And that has to be picked up some other way. Now, like I said, if we had a skid steer with a rotating barrel, we'd be cleaning all of it up. You'd just go around with the skid steer and go through it, pick the little up, go over and dump it in piles so he could get it with the bucket on the 336, throw it in the truck and be gone. So these are the great big ones that are just on the surface that he's getting all through here. And then farmer comes through with his tractor and rips through, and then all the little stuff that we can't get, it's too time consuming. They're over there picking up by hand and throwing it in a loader, dumping it on a truck and hauling it off. But that's how you got to clean these things up here. There's no easy, cheap way to do it. They make rotating barrels that go on skid steers that are a one-man operation that are awesome for going through the rock pile. Cleaning it up kind of makes me wish I'd have bought one. already, we'd be out here using it. So these are the rocks they're hauling over here. This is pretty good sized stuff, and we can get all of that pretty easy. It's just the smaller stuff that we can't get. It's not efficient to take big equipment like that and try to pick up small rocks. And no, there's no invention or attachment that does that. The best thing I've ever seen for cleaning up rocks, small stuff, is the rotating barrel you put on a skid steer. Now those things, one guy with one of those can go through a lot of rock, and it gets everything. If you've never seen a rotating barrel, Google that. They're pretty cool. We've actually got a video. I believe it's called a 329E and a D10T. Go check that out. I'll put a link in the video, and you can watch what a barrel does. I got to run it. Jake got to run it. It's an amazing piece of equipment. That's why now that the excavator's paid for, that's kind of what we're looking at, is maybe getting a skid steer, a pretty good size one, get the rotating barrel, get a snow blower, all those cool attachments, and then just think of all the cool things we could do. We'll take over the world. Yeah. Smoking rocks. Holy cow, that's hot. That old truck bed really works. That heated bed, them rocks are toasty warm. There was just smoke coming off of them when he dumped them. That's funny. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Whiteboard where I get to talk about some of my great subscribers. I want to start out with Luke Strasser. He's from Marquette, Michigan. Monty Boussard from Frederick, Maryland. Thank you, Monty. Simon Aldridge from Congleton in the United Kingdom. Thank you, Simon. Bruce Silvernail from Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you, Bruce. Matt Woods, he's from Somerset, Pennsylvania. And Bob Hibma from Ochidon, Iowa. Bob, thank you for helping me pronounce that. I would have completely butchered that. I would have never thought that's how you pronounce that. Ochidon, Iowa. Rick Largent, he's from right next door in Wyoming, Evanston. Thank you, Rick, for subscribing. Thanks, man. We'll see you. And I want to thank my buddy, the Grumble Pug, Adam, for sending me the cat calendars. That's awesome. This is going to go down at the machine shop. That would be the airplane hangar. That's where the lathe is. So that's where we'll put that one. Anyway, thank you for doing that, Adam. Thank you for your help with the excavator. I really appreciate that. You are a very invaluable source for me when I need some help. So thank you.